Alright, what's going on, folks? This is just going to be a first impression on SpellBreak, which is one of the newer battle royales that's come out within recent years. It's been in early access for about, I believe, late last year, and that's finally come out on all major platforms, so crossplay is a plus thing to have, which is great. I'm really glad this thing has crossplay because I can definitely play for like PlayStation, Xbox, etc. I don't know if you have to link your account to everything to kind of keep your stuff, or you have to make a separate account for each one. Don't know about that, but I will definitely look into it. Anyway, let's go on and stop rambling about that stuff and ramble about other things. So, SpellBreak, instead of bullets and guns and grenades, your main source of attack and defense is magic. And there are 6 elemental abilities that you have within the game. They are Earth, Toxic, Electric, Wind, Ice, and Fire. They're called different things within the game, but just for the sake of simplicity, we're going to call them by their more commonly termed terminology. And the biggest thing that you can do with these spells is you actually combine them together, which is a big selling point in the game. For example, if I have a wind and a flame gauntlet, what I can do is I can throw down a wind tornado, and then I can shoot down a flame carpet within the tornado. Boom, I have a fire tornado going up. And you can do these with a lot of different abilities as well, such as toxic and fire, ice and toxic and stuff like that. There's a lot of different combinations, and we'll be here all day if I try to explain each type of combination or the potential of each combination. So definitely one of the things that you want to experiment with your friends, or go into like the practice training room and just kind of play around with the different abilities and spells. Another thing that you can do is collect artifacts within the map, and these artifacts allow you to do different things such as take flight, dash, sense enemies nearby, teleport, turn invisible, and some of them are more useful than others. I don't think the dash is that useful. While it does allow you to kind of quickly move away from an opponent, its cooldown is very short. However, you can't really control the dash that well, and in most situations you'll just be dashing into something rather than dashing away for something. And I find it's a lot better to have abilities such as flight, or the ability to do a high jump and then glide down to the ground. There are more useful artifacts, or the ability to kind of sense people around you and give your team a little bit more of a tactical advantage to know where enemies are versus where you are. So definitely a bit of a balancing issue with some of the artifacts. I think some can be better, some can be buffed, and then some can be nerfed as well. I think the addition of maybe like a dodge roll, like an initial dodge roll with like the control or something, would be very useful, because there's not a lot of maneuverability in terms of firing and dodging and stuff like that. It's just more of like strafing, jumping, and using some of your artifacts to kind of get around. So I like to see like just an initial dodge roll, like a universal dodge roll that everyone has, but maybe like put on like a small cooldown, or it also uses your mana like the jump button. So that'd be something I like to see in the future. One of the biggest things that I found wrong with the game, and maybe this is just me and my time playing it and what time I was playing, was that it didn't seem like the player count went past 50 per match. And I hope that's not the case. I hope that this goes up to at least 75 or 100, because I know battle royales do have a bunch of downtime. That's kind of one of the drawbacks of battle royales, is that there is the initial downtime after your engagements. However, this one seems a lot longer than what I'm usually used to, because I've played a lot of battle royales such as Apex Legends. I've played PUBG, Warzone, of course, even the Battlefield Battle Royale, and Fallout 76's Battle Royale. And a lot of those games don't have the same amount of downtime that I experienced with this one, with the exception of PUBG. PUBG has some pretty terrible downtime. But I've sensed a lot of downtime with this game in the matches that I've played. Just to kind of give you an initial example, the match from the first footage that you've seen and going on to the end of that game, there was a downtime of at least, like, I believe 15, maybe 20 minutes of just nothing but just collecting artifacts and stuff, which in itself is fine if you want to play that playstyle. However, if you're trying to play a more aggressive rushdown playstyle, there's not a lot of rushdown or engagement that you can do if there's not enough players within the map. So just keep that in mind. Another thing that this game has is the ability to equip certain equipment, such as armor, boots to go a little bit faster, artifacts or necklaces to increase your mana pool, and stuff like that. So there is things to do and look around for in the field to make yourself a little bit stronger. And one of the other unique features is the way that you can level up. There are 2 ways to level up within the game. One is to pick up these scrolls, which increase your mind or your talent or your abilities. And then the other one is to get inside the next circle. The easiest one is to get inside the next circle, because that will increase your gauntlet ability by 1. So for example, the ice spell that I'm using right now, initially it only just does a icicle or a ice spear, whatever you want to call it. but at the next level, what it does, it leaves a trail of ice to allow me and my allies to kind of skate across it as I plant it on the ground. So there is a reason to get inside the next circle early, and I've actually seen this as a strategy that I've used and streamers have used, is that they will gather their gauntlets, pick up whatever equipment that they have around them, and then rush into the next circle, and then rush back out and start sniping people as they're getting into the circle, because chances are they're not leveled up into the next level while you're leveled up, so you're initially a little bit stronger in that first engagement. So that is a strategy that I've seen. It's not a bad strategy, and I can't knock it, because hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to win, right? That's the whole point of the game. But I do like the ability to do things like that as well. And my favorite thing is to combine the abilities and just kind of like the overall look of the abilities. I think the aesthetics of the game look really well. It kind of has that Breath of the Wild cartoony cell shaded look, so it really does fit the game aesthetics well, especially with like magic and artifacts and all that stuff. And it actually does help with performance as well. I didn't experience any performance issues while playing the game. I had one lag spike, but that was just more so network connection more so than the actual performance of the game. I ran this game at a 1080p 60 plus FPS. I'm pretty sure I can bump that up to 2K or 4K and still get high frame rates as well. So don't have to worry about performance if you have a decent enough rig. Any modern rig will run this game fairly well. I haven't played it on Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo Switch. I'd imagine performance on those platforms is pretty stable. Switch may have a little bit of an issue, but we'll see, just because the Switch isn't as powerful as some of these other consoles as well. But definitely be interested to see how performance runs on those as well, and how crossplay handles it. But I am glad crossplay is there, so I'm not going to knock that as well. So overall, I am enjoying the game. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it has a lot of potential to be something great. I just wonder how they're gonna handle development, and what I mean by that is, are they gonna add more elemental abilities to use within the game? And if so, what other abilities will you really add? Because you can't really add water anymore, because what happens is with ice, the ice eventually melts and turns into water, so you don't really have a separate water skill to use. Although that would be one I would be interested in, to see like water and electricity, to shoot like water bubbles that may trap your opponent within like the water bubble for about 3 seconds, then shoot like an electric bolt in it, and then have like this electrically charged water bubble, or maybe like blood magic or something. Don't know. There's a lot of things that they can probably introduce within the game, but it just depends on how they're going to introduce the abilities with that as well. Or they're going to strictly stick English is hard, strictly strict, you know what I'm trying to say. Will they simply stick with the 6 main abilities that they have, or the 6 elements that they have, and just increase the abilities within those fields? And what I mean by that is, the early example that I gave, that the icicle or the ice spear will have a passive ability at the next level to create an ice carpet which you can skate across. So if they're going to go that route and allow you to choose which abilities that you take within the field, or are they just going to have like those abilities do a little bit more? It'd be interesting to see how development works. I wonder if they're going to introduce like a battle pass as well, because that's kind of the big thing, and the big like monetary thing that you do with battle royales these days is have a battle pass. And I wonder if the battle pass is going to hide like certain abilities or certain elements and stuff like that. I hope it doesn't. I hope if they do a battle pass, it's simply just like cosmetics and, you know, new title unlocks and stuff like that. Nothing that will hinder the gameplay at all. So we'll see what happens. Overall though, I think the game is a lot of fun. I definitely have fun, enjoy playing it on my off time. It will be a game I'll probably stream every once in a while. Once I get like a group of friends together, we'll just kind of jump on here for like some quick magical fun, as it's less stressful than say like Warzone or PUBG or Apex Legends. It's a lot more relaxed and casual, which I am thankful for, because those other games can be stress inducing, and this just seems like a little bit more of like a casual, fun, relaxing time of just shooting, you know, lightning bolts and icicles and boulders at people. So definitely recommend it if you're looking for something a little bit different within the battle royale realm, and you're more a fan of like fantasy settings and magic rather than bullets and military settings. So definitely recommend it, especially since it's available on all platforms and it is cross-platform. But if you've played the game, let me know what you think about it and how many wins you've gotten so far. At the time of recording this, I believe I have about 3 or 4 wins. All those wins have been played with my brother and some random person. So the game's fairly easy to pick up and play, so you should do fairly well. And I guess that's either a positive or a negative, depending on the way you look at it, is the skill gap. But the game is fun regardless, and I think everyone will find something to enjoy with the game. So I definitely highly recommend you check it out. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my first impressions and my first thoughts about the game. If you want to check it out, of course, it's on multiple platforms, so I highly suggest you do so. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button, or if you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon for more videos on SpellBreaker and other games of piqued my interest. And I will hopefully catch you guys either in the stream or the next video. Take care.